Entrevistas animales.
Animal Interview is a program about talking animals in the jungle. Today, THEO Michael. THEO is a Greek artist who works in Mexico. The ruins, the ups and downs of evolution, and the historical alleys are points of explosion in his works. Biology, philosophy, and sci-fi are entangled in the model props, collage, and incredible drawings. I personally have great interest in work that seeks metaphysical reflections in today's world. For this reason, I found this interview pertinent. I'm glad to have you. Theo, why are you a Babirusa?
Why am I a Babirusa? All right. Well, I admire and connect, I guess, with animals that have escaped the complete attention of humans. But for the same reason, I could also be an amphipod, a hornbill, a gharial, a long-nosed gar, a mantis shrimp. The Babirusa is essentially a wild pig that used to be a contemporary of mammoths, giant sloths, glyptodons, etc. And it is still virtually unchanged. It looks exactly the same. You can see Babirusas depicted in cave paintings from 40 plus thousand years ago. I really dread the moment only domesticated cows, dogs, cats, and chicken will be left on Earth. And I think it's coming very soon. Well, by the way, I really like chickens as they're direct windows into the world of dinosaurs. Anyway, Babirusa it is.
When you were a kid, which was your favorite toy?
Right. Favorite toy as a kid? Oof, so many. If I only had to choose one, it would be the Tamiya Lancebox radio-controlled van. I had that when I was 10 years old. My dad gave it to me. I had to assemble it with instructions. And I would take that toy everywhere. Like, I would take it to the mountains, to the beach. Just incredible. Everyone was jealous of me with that toy. Just ridiculous. There were more toys. I mean, I was also into Japanese transforming robots when I was around 6, 7, kind of even younger. At some point, I remember seeing this Orgroid robot sitting on a shelf in a toy shop, and I really hustled my mom till she bought it for me. I never looked back. That was the most incredible folding robot made of great quality plastic and great colors, and it looked like an insect or some strange creature. Just incredible. I did have an eye for rare toys, and I would even sell them to friends, a little bit overpriced always. Well, that was until their parents figured out. And then they called my mom, and then my mom told me off. And that was it for expensive toy trading. Yeah.
Where do you see mysticism in today's world?
Mysticism, all right. Yeah, I mean, I once made a calculation. The aggregate number of years lived by all humans that ever lived, 95 billion humans have lived since 50,000 BC, according to research. So basically, if each human lived for an average of 25 years, that means that humanity has experiences and memories of 2.37 trillion years. That's 169 times longer than the age of the whole universe. Think about it. The fact that all humans live interconnected means that we all carry inside us the distilled knowledge of a 2.37 trillion year God. That's the idea of God, no? Everything. All of us. That's why sometimes we think reality is too complex. You're carrying so much inside you. Unfortunately, there are no verified numbers for the number of all creatures that have ever lived, but I'm in the process of making that calculation too soon. And that would be the aggregate experience of life itself. And this number would likely dwarf the human experience number by an order of quintillions or, I don't know, gazillions. We carry inside us the experiences of the first cell that ever lived. That's what I find mystical. No one thinks about that. It's a hidden mega information. Yeah, that. Okay.
This case about this thing that is very common in your work, that is the presence of beings that don't exist anymore. What do you think about of extinction?
Yeah, extinct animals. I see. I tend to think a lot about dead people and dead animals, about the dead in general, but also about the ones that did not even exist. I think it's an exercise in alternative universes somehow. It's important to know that all animals will be extinct one day, ourselves included. I see myself a lot in extinct creatures. All my dinosaur drawings are basically self-portraits. I like to entertain the possibility that in the future somehow we will get to party again with all our ancestors and descendants, like a huge party with all the creatures that ever existed.
Animals. Which is your favorite extinct animal?
Favorite extinct animal, right? That's a tough one. It could be the pterosaurs. I mean, imagine the glory of soaring in uncontested skies. Or it could be the dimetrodons that were direct grandparents of the humans, and they gave birth to the mammals. Oh, there's a lot of mammals around here making noise, sorry. Or it could be the Neanderthals that probably taught us art before merging into our bloodstream forever. But since I have to choose only one, I will go with the horseshoe crab. Horseshoe crabs lived for more or less 500 million years unchanged. It is extant in 2021, but I'm answering these questions from the far future. Mm-hmm.
You moved to Malinalco, right? So how is the contact with nature there?
Malinalco, nature, yeah, there's quite a bit of that. Mostly I can breathe relatively fresh air, and that's the biggest take from this place. I just couldn't be in the city anymore. It's also great to have all these insects around. There's just insects crawling everywhere, over the bed, on the walls, spiders, ants, wasps, bees, everything. Now when I go to other houses in the city or other cities, like I'm always like, wait, where are all the insects? Why is it so clean here? So yeah, that's incredible. Yeah, everything seems really sterilized after living in Malinalco. Other than that, there's a lot of mountains around, which I like scaling and hiking on them. Of course, with plenty of rubbish strewn all around the ground and hideous smells and telecom antennas. So it all makes for a genuine cyborg landscape. It's just perfect. You get it.
What do you think about the implications of the internet for people?
Oh man, there's a baby crying here. Well, anyway, the internet, the individual, what happened? Yeah. Look, we can use this simple or simplistic analogy. So the internet is the nervous system of the planet. The roads are the arteries. The buildings are the bones, etc. So when you get punctured by a needle, your whole body knows it immediately. And it's the same now on Earth. When a bomb goes off in Paris, the whole world jumps a little bit. And that's because of the internet. So events are stored and archived the same way our brain recalls daily memories, daily events. The individual now knows that all their silly ideas have been already thought of by others. So it is a lot harder to stand out as an individual. It is the same inside our body, no? Like all cells are in line doing their job. Liver cells do liver filtering jobs, and heart cells do pumping heart stuff. So there's not a lot of space for individualism, right? Right. And if some cells are very individualistic inside your body and they do their own thing, how do we call them? We call them cancer. Yeah. So yeah, maybe forget the whole individual thing now with the internet. Well, good riddance. Get to your work, do something useful.
And what about the deep cult that nowadays people have with technology? What do you think about this cult approach to that?
No, the cult of technology. Yeah. Well, technology is just evolution of matter on the crust of the earth. That's how I see it. In the future, it could even replace life as we know it, and then declare that we were not even truly alive, unlike itself. So I think we're kind of mixed up. It's like a byproduct of complexity. I don't see the point in separating technology from humans the same way we don't need to separate humans from animals or plants. We're all in this together somehow. Look, there's another simplistic analogy that we can use for this. Life on Earth is just an infection on Earth's skin. A bit like yourself getting infected with measles in the micro level, okay? The virus starts multiplying inside your head, which is the equivalent of prehistory and early human history. And after millions of copies have been made of the virus, it starts building cities, which is the equivalent of red spots on your face, all right? Or human cities on Earth are like red spots on your head. The virus has taken all the available healthy real estate, and it now wants to go to another planet. Well, the equivalent of someone's fresh face. And the virus wants to start new colonies. All right, so from you, it jumps out to go to another planet and start new colonies. This is what COVID does and all viruses. So new symptoms like sneezing, coughing, etc. appear with tiny droplets that contain the virus. And these tiny droplets are basically the equivalent of spaceships. And they fly away to other planets. So basically, spaceships could be the sign of an ill planet. Technology itself, I think, could be the sign of an ill planet. Like a planet that has a lot of problems, and technology is just after effect of this illness. But look, the planet is ill, but the virus is just okay, and we're the virus. Yeah, the planet is dying, but we're just fine. We just need to move out. So most viruses die because of the defenses of the host, and some live and keep multiplying in different places. So I have accepted that I'm a virus, like a little tiny part of a real plague on the surface of the earth. And since I'm a virus, I fully support technological research and new gadgets and what have you, that help me self-perpetuate. That's what we all do. Like, you can't even deny that. I consider myself fused with my phone and with the internet for the last 20 years, with the internet, and maybe 10 years with a phone. And I guess most of my high definition memory and substance has been transplanted there online. I'm very emotionally invested in upcoming missions in space, especially to Mars, which I think these missions will happen, will be successful in the beginning, and then slowly they will die and fail. Because it's really tough out there. But I still want to see all that. You need to start somehow. And slowly things will happen. I don't doubt that. I'm not a humanist, but I subscribe to the ideas of the Russian cosmists. Their main idea was that through technology, humans will manage to colonize the universe and live forever. So basically, the virus will infect the whole universe and become God. That's us. Well, technology is just part of the virus. Don't worry, it's gonna be okay.
Oh man, that sounds exciting and creepy. But I love to have you here, and I hope to ask you the same questions in 10 years.
Man, someone is finally asking me the right questions. I don't believe it. Wow. Thanks. That's great. Thank you.